Dear ladies and gentlemen, today I came to remind you of something you already know deep down, but life might have buried it under doubt, fear, or failure, and that is this: success is not a destination. Success is a journey. It's not a place you arrive at. It's not a position you hold. It's not applause from the crowd or a number in your bank account. Success is becoming everything God created you to be, step by step, choice by choice, battle by battle. See, some of you have been frustrated because you're not there yet. You look around and feel behind, but you're not behind. You're becoming. Every hard day, every silent prayer, every time you got up again when quitting looked easier, that was success. Stop measuring your life by the trophies you haven't won and start valuing the trials you've already survived. Success is when you grow stronger in the storm, when you choose purpose over popularity, when you sow seeds even when the soil looks dry. If you're still trying, you're still succeeding, I dare you to celebrate progress over perfection. I dare you to trust the process, because success isn't something you chase, it's something you carry. So don't wait to arrive, walk in it now. 10 key points from the speech. Success is not a destination, it's a daily decision. The journey itself is what builds character, not the outcome. Struggles and setbacks are part of success, not signs of failure. You're not behind, you're becoming. Progress is more powerful than perfection. Your private battles are victories the world may never see. Every step forward, no matter how small, is success. Stop chasing applause and start living with purpose. If you're still standing, you're still winning. Success is a journey walked with faith, grit, and relentless belief. Would you like a thumbnail text, hashtags, or SEO metadata based on this speech too? Certainly. Here is a *** detailed and emotionally rich expansion *** of *** key point 1 ** in a style that matches the fire and rhythm of Steven Furtick. ** without using subtitles or conclusion *** and ** without numbering or labeling. *** this version aims to stir conviction, introspection, and confidence in listener. Success is not a destination, it's a daily decision, and that decision doesn't happen once in your life. It happens every single morning your feet hit the floor. It happens when no one is watching. It happens when the crowd stops cheering. It happens when the results don't look like the reward, but you still choose to keep going. You still choose to show up. See, too many people are living in delay because they've convinced themselves that success is something they'll arrive at one day. After the degree, after the raise, after the house, after the breakthrough. But what if I told you that success isn't waiting for you out there somewhere in the future? What if it's already in your hands, right here, right now, wrapped in the choices you make when it's hard, when it's hidden, when it's heavy? Every day you decide who you're going to be. Every day you decide whether you'll live by fear or by faith, by pressure or by purpose. You decide whether you'll carry bitterness or build resilience, whether you'll let pain make you a prisoner or use it to make you stronger. That's the real battleground of success, not on stages, not in titles, not in trophies, but in the silence of your heart where nobody else can see what you're wrestling with. You don't become successful when the spotlight finds you. You become successful when you keep your integrity in the dark, when you make the right choice, even when it costs you something, when you choose discipline over comfort, growth over convenience, vision over validation. That's where success is forged, one decision at a time. Some of you are frustrated because you're not seeing the fruit you expected. But I came to tell you, don't stop watering the seed just because it hasn't broken the ground. Success is a daily yes. Yes to the call, yes to the grind, yes to the vision God put in your spirit, even when you can't explain it to others, even when it doesn't make sense on paper, even when it looks like you're moving backwards. The choice to continue is the choice to succeed. Success isn't something that happens someday. It's something you live out today. You don't wait to be it. You wake up and choose to walk in it, right now. Right where you are, in your weakness, in your waiting, in your wilderness. It's not about how far you've gone. It's about whether you're willing to keep going. So before you chase another milestone, ask yourself this. Asterisk asterisk, did I show up today with purpose? Did I give my best when I didn't feel my best? Did I make the decision to be faithful, not famous? Because if I did, then I've already succeeded. Asterisk asterisk, let me know if you'd like this written as a script for YouTube with dramatic pauses or styled for a reel/short video. Of course. Here's an asterisk asterisk expanded version of key point 2 asterisk asterisk. The journey itself is what builds character, not the outcome, written in an intense, passionate style inspired by Steven Furtick, without subtitles, no conclusion, and in long form. Some people think success happens the moment you cross a finish line. They think it's all about standing at the top, getting the reward, being recognized, proving the doubters wrong. But the truth is, if the finish line was all that mattered, we would never grow. We would never become. We would never be transformed into who we were called to be, because what really changes you, what really shapes you, isn't the outcome, it's the journey. The process is where the power is. The outcome just shows people what you earned, but the journey shows God what you learned. The outcome is a trophy, but the journey is your testimony. It's in the journey where your faith is tested, where your ego gets broken, where your pride is stripped away, and your patience is forged in the fire of delay. That's where your real character is born, not in applause but in obscurity, not in the blessing but in the breaking. You don't build integrity when everything goes your way. You build it when you stay honest even when a lie would benefit you. You don't build strength by winning every time. You build it when you lose, when it hurts, when you cry yourself to sleep, but still get up the next morning and keep walking. That's where greatness is formed. In the moments nobody claps for you, when the journey feels longer than you expected and the reward seems smaller than you hoped. And here's the part nobody likes to talk about. The outcome can sometimes be out of your control, but the journey is where you always have authority. You don't get to pick how fast the door opens, but you do get to decide how you show up while you wait. You don't get to choose every battle that comes your way, but you do get to choose the spirit in which you fight it. That's the difference between people who collapse at the end and people who rise along the way. Some people achieve what they wanted, but lose themselves in the process. They get to the top, but they're hollow inside. Because they skipped the internal work, they skipped the soul work. They wanted the crown without carrying the cross. But you can't shortcut the journey and expect to keep what the outcome gives you. If you don't become someone in the journey, you won't be able to handle what the destination demands. What you learn in the valley prepares you for the pressure of the mountaintop. The tears, the delays, the rejections, they don't just slow you down, they shape you up. They teach you how to depend on something deeper than your talent. They force you to dig into the parts of yourself you didn't know existed. You learn grit. You learn grace. You learn how to fight without losing your faith, how to rise without losing your humility. And maybe, just maybe, God cares more about who you're becoming than where you're going. Maybe the success He has for you isn't just in what you'll achieve, but in how He'll stretch you on the way there. Because if the journey builds your character, the character will carry your calling. The destination might look good, but without character, it won't last. Without character, it can't hold the weight of the blessing. So don't rush through the process, don't curse the climb, embrace the journey, not because it's easy, but because it's making you into someone stronger, wiser, deeper, fuller. And that version of you is the real success story. Let me know if you'd like the next key point expanded in the same tone. Certainly. Here's a *** full-length expansion of key point 3 ***. Struggles and setbacks are part of success, not signs of failure. Written in a deep, motivating, spiritually charged tone inspired by Steven Furtick, without subtitles or conclusion. We've been conditioned to think that when something goes wrong, it means we must have missed the mark, that if we hit a wall, we must be doing something wrong. that struggle is the opposite of success. But let me tell you the truth, struggle is not a sign of failure. It's a *** proof of progress ***. The very presence of resistance in your life may be the strongest evidence that you're walking in the right direction. You think the pain disqualifies you? No. The pain proves you're alive in the process. You think the setback is punishment? No. The setback is preparation. Every delay, every disappointment, every door that closed in your face. It wasn't rejection, it was redirection. You prayed for purpose, and then trials came. And you thought that meant God said no. But what if he was saying not yet? Because I'm building something deeper in you than you asked for. Success isn't a smooth road. It's bumpy. It's messy. It's filled with moments you didn't plan and emotions you didn't invite. But those moments are ***, making you ***, not breaking you. Don't confuse discomfort with dysfunction. Sometimes the stretching is the shaping. Sometimes the battle is the blessing in disguise. Sometimes the fight is how you find out what's really inside of you. When you struggle, you're not off course, you're in training. God doesn't develop warriors in comfort zones. He builds them in conflict. He builds them when the resources run out, but your faith doesn't. He builds them in that midnight moment, when you're fighting tears but still choosing trust. He builds them in the dark places where you can't see a way forward, but you keep moving anyway. Because that's what success looks like when you strip away the filters and the highlight reels. It looks like staying when quitting would be easier. It looks like worshipping while you're waiting. It looks like holding on to hope when everything around you says give up. And you know what's wild? Some of the people you admire the most right now, those with the platform, the peace, the strength, they didn't get there by skipping struggle. They got there by surviving it. They got there by leaning into it. By allowing the fire to refine them instead of destroy them. You see their glory, but you didn't see their grind. You see the fruit, but you didn't see the roots they had to grow when everything in their life was being shaken. So, if you're in a season of struggle, don't despise it. Don't run from it. Don't call it failure just because it feels hard. Call it growth. Call it stretching. Call it God doing his deepest work in the hidden places. Because your calling is too heavy to rest on shallow foundations. You weren't built to be fragile. You were built to be faithful. The struggle isn't there to push you away from success, it's part of the pathway. It's not a detour, it's the development. It's not a breakdown, it's a breakthrough in disguise. Every scar will have a story. Every tear will water something new. Every storm is preparing the soil for the seed you haven't seen sprout yet. You just have to trust that the process, as painful as it may be, is not a punishment. It's proof that success is forming on the inside long before it ever shows up on the outside. So keep walking through the fire. Keep climbing through the doubt. Keep praying through the pressure, because your struggle is not failure. Your setback is not your story. It's the forge where your future is being formed. And when you rise on the other side, stronger, wiser, and unshaken ***, that's success. ***, ready for me to expand the next key point. Absolutely. Here's an ***, expanded version of key point 4 ***. You're not behind. You're becoming ***, written in a powerful, emotionally driven style inspired by Steven Furtick, without any subtitles or conclusion, in large and immersive form. There's this voice we all hear sometimes, a whisper that creeps in late at night or when we're scrolling through someone else's highlight reel. It says, you should be further by now, you're behind, look at them, look at their life, look at their progress, and look at you. And if you let that voice linger, it doesn't just discourage you. It starts to define you. It convinces you that you're falling behind in a race you were never even called to run. But I came to remind you of something holy. ***, you're not behind. You're becoming. ***, you're in process. You're in progress. You're being shaped, molded, refined, not delayed. You are exactly where God needs you to be for the version of you he's developing. And just because it doesn't look flashy on the outside, doesn't mean something divine isn't happening inside. Growth doesn't always look like gain. Sometimes it looks like pruning. Sometimes it looks like silence. Sometimes it looks like God stripping things away, not to punish you, but to prepare you. Because what if the reason he hasn't elevated you yet is because he's still establishing you? What if the delay isn't because you're disqualified, but because he's protecting your destiny from premature exposure? You see, becoming takes time. You can microwave a meal, but you have to marinate a masterpiece. You can rush a result, but you can't rush transformation, and the truth is, what you're calling being behind might actually be God's perfect pace. He's not late, he's never early, he's always precise. And he cares more about your foundation than your followers, more about your character than your clout, more about who you're becoming than how quickly you get there. The world wants speed, but God wants depth. The world wants overnight success, but God builds in seasons, not seconds. So no, you're not behind, you're in a sacred season called becoming. And becoming doesn't always feel good because it requires surrender. It demands patience, it invites uncertainty, but it's the only path that produces lasting change. Becoming means there are days when you don't recognize yourself, because he's breaking off the old and birthing the new. Becoming means walking through doors that don't open yet, trusting that if he led you to it, he'll bring you through it. Becoming means embracing the now, even if it doesn't look like what you pictured, because he's doing something in you before he does something through you. You're not late. You're being layered with wisdom. You're not overlooked. You're being overshadowed by grace. You're not forgotten. You're being formed in secret so you can be revealed in strength. That feeling you have, that ache in your soul that says, I was made for more, that's not failure. That's the friction of transformation. That's the tension of becoming. That's heaven stretching you for the next level. So don't let comparison rob you of your current assignment. Don't scroll past your own becoming because someone else's breakthrough came quicker. Their timeline is not your truth. Their speed is not your standard. You're not late to your calling. You're right on time for what God is crafting in you. He's not looking for people who arrive fast. He's looking for people who become deep, who grow roots in the dark, who say yes in the quiet, who stay faithful in the fog. And if that's you, if you're showing up when nobody sees, if you're sowing seeds when no fruit is shown, if you're believing for more when the evidence looks like less, then hear me. Asterisk, asterisk, you're not behind. You're right on time, you're not lost, you're becoming. Asterisk, asterisk.